Morning guys, CJ here, Two Hearts One Motorhome. I thought I'd do a quick walk around of the park that we're staying at last night. We were only here for one night. It was about $52. I think it was $55, and we're a member of BIG4, so we got a bit of a discount. We had a change of plans. We were going to travel from Hobart through to Deloraine last night, and ended up deciding to go up the west coast and arrive in Strahan. So it was a big day, probably our biggest day driving, mainly because of it was quite cloudy and wet and slippery, and there's a lot of bends throughout the drive. And we came up the west coast and across to back to the coast at Strahan. So we came through all the beautiful World Heritage forest area, and it was absolutely beautiful. It was really, really pretty. Surprisingly, we seen no alive wildlife, and not many much roadkill either, which was nice. But absolutely, yeah. I know they filmed the Alone series on the west coast of Tassie, and I can see why. It is totally remote and absolutely beautiful. We went through like Derwent Bridge and then Queenstown, and Trev's very afraid of heights, so he's very silent coming down from the top of Queenstown down the mountain. Yeah, and we look. Lots of bends. It's a very bendy, windy road, but it made for a beautiful drive. The scenery was absolutely spectacular, and yeah, we went through Derwent Bridge. Wasn't much there. Most of the fuel when you're fueling up on the west coast is prepaid by card. They're unattended servos, so yeah, you probably got to get to the bigger towns like Queenstown and things like that. But between Hobart and I think New Norfolk was the last manned service station. So be prepared for that if you have a card, if you're going to be paying, needing fuel within that route. So yeah, we arrived at Strahan last night. Nice little park. It is a little park. Again, a dated park. We haven't really toured Strahan yet this morning. We're going to go and have a look at that. I know there's lots to do here. However, we're not going to be doing much. We're just going to look around, take some happy snaps, add them to the end of our video with some images from the trip up the west coast. And yeah, like we head off today up to Cradle Mountain for 3 nights. So looking forward to that. So I will just pan you around now and show you where we are. This was our site last night, Power and Water. They say it's an 8-metre site. We fit in there no problem. We're probably, the motorhome's 7.92, and then we've obviously got the tow bar and the bull bar, so we'd fit under 8 metres. On the Spirit we actually disclosed 9 metres just to give it a little bit of space, and we didn't want to underestimate in case they hit us with a larger bill on the day. So when you're estimating, if you've got a large motorhome, a 26 foot I think it is, yeah, you're probably better off declaring that little bit extra, unless it's going to cost you an absolute fortune in difference. I don't know. I didn't really care. I was happy with 9 metres. But this is a camp kitchen. Tiny little shed here. It's a small little camp kitchen. But it's got everything. Little table and chairs. Well, not everything, but it's got a little table and chairs. They do have Wi-Fi here, which was quite good. Microwave, little fridge. Obviously a little oven with a cooktop on the top, toaster and kettle. That's all you really need with your sink and your bit of bench space. Picnic table here. These are some cabins that you can hire over the back here. Our site was a gravel site. It was raining when we came in last night, but it seems to have fined up a bit today. Over the back there's a backpackers section. As you can see, the ground's a bit muddy there, but and this place was packed last night. Every site was actually filled here, these powered sites, and We booked online, but we booked the last site. And over here are the amenities. They're shared amenities. So I'll just give you a look at that. They're pretty basic, but they've got a shower and toilet. And yeah, you just put on there with you. Yeah, toilet. I think that's another toilet in there. And then shower, toilet. Very basic, but yeah, if you don't have shower and toilet in your motorhome, you know, they suffice, they do the job. I'll just cut over this way. I don't know whether that's a private area or over through there. It's a bit of a strange little town, obviously coming through. I came through Queenstown about, 22 years ago or so. And yeah, it looks to have, the houses don't seem to have changed very much. Maybe some have been bought and refurbed and, you know, put on the market as rentals. I believe they return a fairly decent rental yield for a little town like that, being a mining town. But yeah, it really hadn't changed too much, I don't believe, as what it had 22 years ago. So I never actually came out to Strahan last time I was here. I'm just avoiding a car that's coming. Over there are some cabins that you can hire. So they look okay. They do the job. And I think over here, I'm not sure it says wet floor. Yeah, that's the entry to the park. It runs along the esplanade, so we haven't been down there yet, but it looks, you know, there's waterways all the way. The lake systems up here are amazing. I didn't realise there was so much water on top of the mountains coming down, that's for sure. Okay, again, another shower, amenities block. So, yeah, there's enough of those around. But yeah, there's not much to this park whatsoever. It's literally just some sites. There is a little park area over the back here. These are all more powered sites. More amenities. Morning. Nice tree line. Yeah, these are just caravan sites. So they're quite small sites, pretty much right on top of each other. We've been lucky. Most caravan parks we've stayed at on this trip, we've had lots of space, but this one not so much. But here you go, there's a nice little playground there for the kiddies, which is cool. Nicely done. There's a little pirate ship, the kids would love that. So apparently there's a Alexander Pierce story and platypus walk locally, so there was an arrow pointing to that out this way somewhere. There would definitely be a multitude of platypus up here, that's for sure. Obviously with platypus on their sign, Strahan Holiday Retreat. This is the street that we're on. Over there I think they've got some holiday cottages that you can rent, which is over there. There's another caravan park just further up. I think they're just cottages as well. And then out the front here you've got your little shop. I'll walk around this way. I just spotted a dingo. I think it's a dingo, or maybe, no, it's not a dingo. It's a Tasmanian devil. No, Tasmanian tiger. Yeah. When they were alive, obviously, before extinction. Many say that in this wilderness they're probably still alive, and you know, I wouldn't rule that out, to be honest. I know that sounds a bit silly, but it's so remote in some areas that you never know what's in there. I guess it's like one of those, you know, people say about the black panthers in the bush as well. So who knows? Who absolutely knows? But laundry here, obviously big size washers and dryers. I'll do the job. I don't know how much these are actually, it doesn't say. What does it? $6, wow. Oh, these are good though. You can actually pay by your credit card on here, or your Visa, your debit card, which is great. But yeah, $6 a load, so not the cheapest, but I suppose you can, the size of those machines, you can do a lot. Across the road there's a little police station. It says police on the door there. Little cafe here, which is good. ATM machine. This is directly out the front, which is great. And this is the reception area. So retreat cottages, retreat cabins, standard cabins, service sites, unserviced sites, bike hire and tour desk. So yeah, it's got enough of what you need, that's for sure. But yeah, like you can see over there, there's a Strahan Beach Tourist Park as well, and they've got powered sites as well, so that's literally across the road. So that is the Alexander Pierce story. That's who he is, and there's a house there, so you might want to look that up and see who he was. Morning.
Morning, how are you?
I'm well, how are you?
Not too bad,
that's good.
You.
Not so wet today, thank goodness.
God, didn't it, eh? It was really, like throughout the night.
Yeah, we got some last night, that's for sure.
I mean, it's good sleeping weather, but...
Yeah, absolutely.
Have a good day.
You too. Yeah, so there's a little platypus there. This is quite cool over here. This is different things that you can do in Strahan. This is obviously the tour desk inside. Take a Gordon River cruise, experience the Wilderness Railway, experience the Queenstown mine tour, hire a bike and explore Strahan, hire a canoe for the Henty River, try the Bruny Island experience, try fishing from the beach jetty or boat, hire golf clubs from the local golf club, hire a sandboard on Henty Dunes, that'd be fun. Enjoy walks, Hogwarts Falls, Mount Murchison, enjoy the nightly play, Ship That Never Was, whatever that is. Must be a play that they have in these country caravan parks. They often have a bit of live entertainment, whether it be a poet or a muso or something like that. Look for platypus, have a coffee, watch the West Coast sunset and check out the sawmill and craft shops. Yeah, and they have a bottle shop here too as well. Probably limited options, and it looks like you can hire a DVD and things as well, which is great. Look, it's a great little location. You can probably walk into town. They're obviously pushing the platypus everywhere, so there must be plenty of those in the river systems up here. Cute little train. I know that you can ride a train and do a World Heritage cruise on the river here. Coming through, obviously swap and go gas bottles too, sorry. Coming through up to Queenstown, before we approached Queenstown, we seen one of the big mountains that was snow-capped. So that was nice, and we'll put those images up at the end of the video as well. And yeah, so we drove up this way, the way I'm walking, and around to the right. A little bit windy here today. It's not too cold though, to be honest. The gentleman said that we had quite a bit of rain last night. We had a 6-hour drive yesterday, so I really didn't hear a thing after I went to sleep. So that's probably the key if you're not having sleep, to a big drive. But yeah, look, there's some play area there for kiddies. Noughts and crosses, giant noughts and crosses and cornhole games. So don't know where the cornhole is, but it might be in that box there, or maybe that's it. No, that's like checkers or something. Oh, what are they? Like Connect 4, I think. Again, another little barbecue area. It's clean and tidy. It's old and dated. The cabins seem quite modern, so they'd be good for little families. the grounds are sloshy, so yeah, there's definitely been some rain about. But yeah, so we'll go and check out the town today and probably grab a coffee from somewhere. And I don't know what this Alexander Pierce story, it's got me intrigued. If you know what that is, place a comment down below. I'd love to know what that is. There's all arrows pointing to it this way, but yeah, I can't actually see what it is. I'll just walk over to this area just to see if there's anything worth checking out over here. There's more sites over here, I know that. They were full when we came in last night, but these are quite nice, these sites over here. Lots of shade, so they'd be great in summer. It's a pretty park, like a pretty tree line, lots of bird life again. More cabins over the back there. They have a backpacker section as well, so they would probably be over the back there. More cabins here. And here's Story and Platypus Walk. Again, it must be this way, so there must be platypus here somewhere. Platypus Stream, there we go. So there must be platypus in here. I'll just climb up here. Try not to fall in or off. Okay, so this is a stream and they say that there's some platypus in. They're obviously hiding. It's quite, with the rain, it's quite murky and dark. You can't see down below. But it's a pretty little attraction, obviously. I definitely can't see any platypus. However, no doubt they're in here somewhere. We went to Platypus House at when we first arrived up at Beauty Point and seen some cute little platypus there. So yeah, this Alexander Pierce story. The signs everywhere for it. I have no idea what that is. Obviously, something pretty important. Or he's somebody pretty important. Okay, there's another laundry over there. I won't bother going over there, but more cabins here. More cabins up there. You can see the surrounds. It is a lovely little park. You can imagine it being really busy in summer. It's obviously dead quiet at the moment. Then they've just got signs for things, but yeah, it's not in obvious locations, so. Maybe it's in a hut or something, one of these about, oh no, here we go, there's something here. Is that his story? Maybe it is in a hut. Or maybe it's pointing me around to Never Never Land as well. It says this way. I think this is just a little walk up beside the, yeah, there's like the little creek or river thing here. Where the platypus are, I would say. But Yeah, unless you can clearly see on the camera something I'm missing, I cannot see this Alexander dude story. Is that anyway? It's very pretty through here though, really lovely. Yeah, Trev's just packing up the hoses and things like that. We've done our housework in the motorhome. Ready to head off into town. No platypus. I have no idea where this is. Look, we have another story signage. Obviously he's, I don't know. It's obviously pretty important, whoever he is. And this just goes out the back here somewhere. Giving you signs for islands and the beach and the dunes. I don't know if this was someone's house or... But yeah. I don't know, maybe he's a convict, maybe he's off his ship. Etching as a Frederick, when it was stolen by 10 convicts in a desperate bid to escape Sarah Island. There you go. That might be the area that they conduct the plays in at night, who knows. This old hut that's associated with this Alexander Pierce looks pretty convicty, so yeah. Okay, in here, I don't know whether you can see, but oh, it's open. Is there a light? Okay, we found Alexander Pierce. Okay, he's West Coast Tasmania's most infamous character. I don't know whether you can see that very well, but with the light in here, you're probably better off Googling or Wikipedia. You'll find out all the information. Obviously, there were some victims, so he's done something pretty unsavoury, that's for sure. He's a survivor, the infamy. Oh, this is pretty creepy. It's probably Pierce's skull ended up in the collection of infamous American phrenologist Dr. Samuel George Morton in 1853. Morton granted his collection to the Academy of Natural Science in Philadelphia. The Academy then gave Pierce's skull, along with others from Morton's collection, to the University of Pennsylvania Museum in '68, where it is to this day. So this is a replica, obviously, but you get the picture, you get the drift. I was going to say they're not going to leave something like that just sitting on a shelf that anyone can walk into. Okay, Sarah Island. Back in the day, probably as a penal colony. Sarah Island today. I don't know what that's all about. Maybe if you scroll in, you can have a look at that. Okay, so whatever he did, he was arraigned from the murder of a fellow prisoner named Thomas Cox near Kings River in the month of November and pleaded not guilty, but he was hung. So he was obviously found guilty. That was in the Hobart Town Gazette, dated 24th of July 1824 from Hobart Jail. So, and his death proclamation. saying there's inconsistencies with his confessions. This must have been some ugly looking. Replica of William Thompson. There you go. He doesn't look young. It says here he was a young shoemaker transported in 1841 for the life of burglary. Sent to the coal mines where he served 12 months underground. Rah, 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 de, rah. He had 7 children and many descendants. Right, there he is as a convict, shackled. Don't know whether you can see that too well, but anyway, now there's a mirror here that says light. But anyway, you get the picture. There are some lights in here. If you can see it, that's great. If you can't and you are interested, I can't open this door now. We're locked in here with the past of William Thompson and Alexander Pierce. But yeah, Wikipedia, that'll tell you everything. But yeah, I guess that was something a little bit eccentric, a little bit of history to see. I wasn't expecting it. I would have rather seen the platypus, to be honest. But yeah, like pretty little caravan park. You know, kids would be interested. They're little kiddies, that's for sure. Yeah, and it's nice to be able to have the creek running through if it's got platypus in it. But, you know, visitors do see platypus. That's pretty cool. Nice and peaceful, that's for sure. Bird life. Oh, that's a duck. I thought I'd seen movement. But no, it's a duck, not a platypus. Oh well, we found his story. Driving up the west coast through the mountain ranges, the ferns. Oh my goodness, they were gigantic. Excuse me, so beautiful, so big and luscious and green. These are quite green too, but yeah, we live up north near Dorrigo Plateau, and yeah, that's world listed as well, and you know the rainforest that we have there is just lush. But yeah, this was incredible, absolutely incredible. And there's plenty of waterfalls and waterways, as I said. Lots to see and do. We sort of wanted to do the big yards yesterday, which wasn't planned. But yeah, we decided to come up the west coast, which was great. I'm glad that we did, because we sort of, you know, got to see the rugged side of Tassie as well, not just the real touristy side, which is good. Anyway guys, I'm heading back to our Moho, ready to tour the day today and head up to Cradle Mountain. So we'll take some happy snaps. I probably won't film in Strahan, but we'll take some happy snaps of some different places and add it to the end of this video. And we will record next when we're in beautiful Cradle Mountain. Alright guys, have a great day. Hey guys, CJ and Trev here, Two Hearts One Motorhome.
Hello.
And today we travelled from Strahan in Tasmania, and we've arrived in Cradle Mountain. We had a beautiful trip up, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
It was absolutely lovely. We went via Zeehan and
I think it was Rosebery and Tullah.
and yeah, some other sort of little town.
Yeah, a lot of minings.
A lot of mining towns, yeah. We at the end of this video, we will put up some footage as well of you know, the images that we took on the way. Zeehan was, we were surprised at Zeehan. We had a real pumping little vibe today. They had a muso out, and Lions Club were running some
fundraiser of some sort.
Fundraiser, yeah. So yeah, now we, late this afternoon, we arrived to, we haven't checked in yet, but we've arrived at the Visitor Information Centre here in Cradle Mountain. Got our maps ready for our next couple of days of walks, and they suggested, because we have a severe weather warning issued for tonight, to come down and jump on their shuttle bus, which was fantastic. We've already got our National Parks pass for Tasmania, but you need to buy a shuttle bus ticket, which we bought for $15, which lasts $15 each, and that lasts for 72 hours, and you can jump on and off the bus as many times as you like. So such good value. But they suggested we come down to Dove Lake, because if we miss the severe weather warning tonight, it may get covered up. So we're gonna pan you around and have a look at this magnificent view. So guys, look at this. This is the beautiful Dove Lake.
And it's a 20-minute bus ride from the Visitor Information Centre to the Dove Lake. And they give you lots of options along the way where you can stop and do walks to the left and to the right, and they give you explanation as to the type of walk, the length of walk. So it's been fantastic information since we've arrived. Beautiful boardwalks as well to walk on. They're absolutely lovely. What they're suggesting is, if the severe weather warning is what they say, this will probably be iced up tomorrow, or it will be covered in mist. So you won't be able to view it as a lake. So we thought we'd jump down here tonight. We'll get on the next bus back to go and check in and do everything we've got to do. But apparently there's Mount Morgan here. I'm not exactly sure what's what. I do know Cradle Mountain and the shape of it. So it must be Mount Morgan to the left, and I believe this over here is Cradle Mountain. And at the moment, if you can see, it has got a little bit of snow on top, which that would have probably hit a couple of weeks ago when we come across Bass Strait, and they had the snow down here. Yeah, so that's still up on the mountain, absolutely beautiful. But what a place to visit, absolutely beautiful. The Visitor Information Centre is so well run. It's very modern, isn't it? Like, beautiful. And beautiful buses. Great staff. Great staff. They do a commentary on the bus, telling you where to go and where to get off if you're interested in doing those things. So yeah, we're looking forward to having a great stay here over the next couple of days. We're actually here for 3 nights, but weather permitting, we'll be here for longer. Weather permitting, yeah, that's right. If it is a severe weather warning, and I believe Wednesday, the day that we check out, snow's predicted. It's predicted as heavy snowfall. So if it's too heavy, we I guess we will extend if that's possible. But and we may miss Stanley. But it is what it is. It is what it is. It's a beautiful location to be stranded if it comes to that. So not too concerned. But no, we stocked up with food and drinks and beverages. So yeah, apparently the caravan park, which we're not sure of yet, but I do believe that they've got a restaurant there as well, and you can get some groceries and stuff. But we did do a stop. Where did we do our shop at? Where was that at? Where we stay last night? Oh. Strahan. Strahan, yeah. So we did do a little shop there. Yeah. We stopped there at the IGA, and that had a good range. It was a great little store. And then we stopped at Zeehan and Duncan's liquor store there and got a carton of... Trev had to get his slab. That's right. I got plenty of cream whiskey. So Tasmanian cream whiskey. There's coffee flavour, cream flavour. Salted caramel. Salted caramel. I didn't get that one. I'm not a big fan of salted caramel, but honestly, it is divine. And you got a strawberries and cream one too from a different company. Yeah, different company. But I'll be definitely bringing some of that back to the mainland, that's for sure.
But yeah, look, we're really looking forward to it. We've got our jackets on today. However, we've got some proper clothing to and hiking boots to come out to do this properly tomorrow. Currently, I'm in my boots, and they're probably not the suitable. What I did notice when you come into the national park, they make you actually scrub and spray the bottom of the soles of your shoes, so not to bring anything into the national park that may harm the flora or fauna and the wildlife, which is wonderful. But yeah, so this is, in this section here there's just some windows and sections to see what I've just viewed.
Viewing platforms. Oh, there's those feet things there.
Oh yeah, I'll show you those. But yeah, so there's some windows in case, I guess, if the weather's too bad, you can stay sheltered inside. And over here is...
And there's plenty of toilet facilities at the stops as well, which is great.
Yeah, absolutely. And here's what we were telling you about cleaning your footwear, which is wonderful.
Yeah, it's three-step process.
It is. So you pretty much put your foot in that edge there, under that section. Oh, actually, first you scrub your feet. I should read the instructions. So first you scrub the footwear with the brushes. You put one foot into the metal guard. You pull the lever on the right-hand side to spray the...
So this one here.
Yeah, to spray the bottom of your shoe, pretty much from from heel to toe. Yeah.
Correct.
And then obviously you wipe them off on those scrub things at the end as well. So very great that they do that. I think, you know, the importance of protecting the flora and fauna is wonderful from potential disease. So, yeah, over here, this is just the Dove Lake stop. There's 4 stops along the route on the shuttle bus that you can get off and do different things. There's a Tassie Devil place in amongst the national park as well, so we'll definitely be checking that out at some stage over the next couple of days. But yeah, this is the Dove Lake stop.
You've got Snake Hill, Ronnie Creek, Dove Lake. So it goes Visit Centre, Interpretation Centre and Ranger Station, Snake Hill, Ronnie Creek and Dove Lake.
Yeah, and there's the map that they give you. We can show you a bit later, but we'll put a photo of that up. But the map they give you tells you the length of time of each of the walks, should you want to take those.
And whether they're easy, moderate, etc.
Yeah, which is really great. But yeah, ambulant toilets, unisex toilets, drinking water, parents' room and urinal. Very clean. Yeah, they look clean. This is the end of the day, and they're obviously pretty clean, considering we're in the national park. So really, really cool. Apparently, you can kayak, Dove Lake kayaks. So you must be able to kayak here on the lake, and they have times. So there you go. They might do it on particular days. There's no times. Obviously, those times are finished with 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. So it does say, though, it was updated the 4th of March 2025. So I don't know that that is running at the moment. But Dove Lake kayaks, that would probably run in the summer's weather. But yeah, so here we are, just walking down to the shuttle station to wait for the bus to head back so we can go and check in. I feel very blessed to have come to Cradle Mountain. Yeah, it's such a beautiful location, you know, in Tasmania. A well-known location, but a beautiful one. And I have been here before. I came here again about 22 years ago or so, but I arrived late at night and I left early the next morning because it was March. And a cold front had come across from New Zealand, and we were staying in a motel at the time, and we were hit with snow, and it was freezing, and I'd sent all my winter clothes home. I only came through as a last-minute holiday for a week. I had a job interview, actually, and we were in Victoria. I'd left Victoria and I had a job interview a week in Victoria, and I had to wait around for a week. So I had I've got a tiny little 2-door convertible, which didn't fit much. So I sent all that home, back up to Lake Macquarie at the time, Newcastle area, and in New South Wales. And yeah, woke up to snow in summer gear only, so we got out of there pretty quickly, and yeah, that's all I seen of Cradle Mountain. I didn't actually come through the national park whatsoever, so to come here now and witness this is absolutely beautiful. As you can see, look at those beautiful mountains in the background. We might sign off for now, guys. We will do a walk around at the park once we've settled in. Not today, but we will get that done over the next few days. So thanks for tuning in.
Thanks, guys.
And we'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.
Bye.